Hello.
Hello.
And welcome back to Bolokoi. We just firstly want to say a huge thank you to all. We have over 12,000 subscribers now, which is just mind-blowing for us.
Unbelievable.
Our videos, two of them have had well over 100,000 views from all over the world. You've been asking loads and loads of questions. So today we are going to do a questions and answers.
Shall we start?
Absolutely.
First question.
Yeah.
This is from Annabelle KC.
Hi, Annabelle.
And it says, what are the best and worst things about living on a tiny remote island like Sandy?
I moved up here about 5 years ago and I just love it. Even the worst days of weather is still brilliant. I just love being here. Worst things? If you need something, you can't just nip to the shop if you run out of something, so you're always thinking screws, bolts, all those little bits that you need for a job. So that can be quite frustrating, can't it? It could be 3, 4, 5 days before your next container load of food comes out to the shops. But it's a brilliant community.
I've been on Sandy for about 30 years. What are the best things about living here? Well, to me it's home now. I brought my 2 children up here. I really enjoy the remoteness away from the hustle and bustle and people and probably the wildness.
Yeah.
The walks, the beaches, the cliff tops, the wildlife. I wouldn't live anywhere else. But it does get a bit frustrating when something breaks down and you find that nobody's going to fix it. You're going to have to fix it yourself.
Yeah.
A plumber, an electrician, joiner.
Yeah, any trades wanting to move to Sandy.
Yeah.
Perfect place, you'd be minted. So the next question, who actually built Bolokoi? And how was clean water brought up? And this is by Bob Parker 5902.
Bolokoi was gifted to John Fay in 1750 along with Seater, which is the farm settlement in the field opposite. That was the original farm. The Fay family then built Bolokoi itself. Narrowing it down using maps, it's early 1800s is all we know.
They would have been probably involved in the building of it as well.
They'd have built it themselves.
We've got these initials carved into every single little beam and things. We've got
JF carved into the lintels above the doorways.
Yeah.
Running water, mains water, treated water, never came here till 1969.
Yeah. We've got 2 kettles. One was for boiling water for washing, and that was the water that came off the roof. And then one was for boiling water for drinking, and that was what came from the well.
Are there any spirits in the house? Asks Geno77. I don't believe in these kind of things personally, but I think the spirit of the house is benevolent and is very pleased with what we're doing.
Yeah. From time to time, either Jackie or myself has been working here, and an island, there's no street lighting, so it's very dark when you turn the lights off at night. And you come in the morning and there's a light on. And I just think that it's somebody having a lovely party when we're not here.
I, on the other hand, don't believe any of that nonsense. The family were superstitious in the past because you remember when I was clearing in between the lintels. Under the stairs there's a window. And we had to refill a gap in between the outer and the inner lintels.
Yeah.
And I reached my hand up and I pulled out a whole handful of curly auburn hair. That had clearly been put up there as a talisman, as something to fend off spirits.
We'd read that the witches in Orkney had OCD, so they would have to count the strands of hair, which would prevent them from getting into the house because they'd lose count and have to go back to the beginning. So it was a way of warding off spirits. And really important is that we just put it in an envelope with a little bit of history about it, and we
stuck it back in again and cemented it in, so it's still there. We put it back.
Yeah, time capsule.
Just in case. Not that I believe it, but just in case. Hedging my bets.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your professions? Do you actually live in the house? And what's your relationship?
It says, if this isn't too nosy a question,
Yeah.
there is no such thing as too nosy a question,
No.
Danielle.
So yeah, that's from Danielle Andres. Right, we're not a couple.
We're not a couple, and I am not his mother, by the way.
I came to the island and met Jackie, who at that time was running the local shop supermarket. We got chatting, and I've been renovating my project for the same 5 years as well. And we just really got chatting, didn't we? Always loved history. Used to work with a hall doing kind of Christmas projects and sort of historical projects and interior design. And I ran a 1940s sweet shop for 12 years. So
And you've had an antiques business
I've
as
had
well.
an antiques
Yeah.
business.
I came here actually as the head teacher to run the school here, and since then I've been a kind of business. I've been running various businesses, been a bit of an entrepreneur, I don't know. I just probably have a short attention span, truth be told. Nitty Kitty has written this. I remember that my brother got one for Christmas. Now she's talking about a mechano construction set. I remember that my brother got one for Christmas when I was 4, and I wanted to play with it so badly. Well, he wouldn't let me play with it, so so I stuck several of the nuts up my nose so he couldn't play either. I got a trip to the emergency room a couple of days later. Thanks for the reminder.
Oh, thanks so much, Kitty. That is just the best. We were wetting ourselves.
Oh my God, that's the best comment we've ever had.
That was awesome. We do read all your comments.
We do.
Please, that's one of the things that's a joy for us.
It's
is
a joy, it's
reading
a
this
pleasure.
interaction that we get with you all. So thank you. And I hope your nose is better now. I'm really intrigued to know how long it took you to restore the cottage, how you first came by it, and how you managed to piece the Fee family story together. And this is from Dale HL2ZC.
We got it in April 23 and we finished it about May 25. About 15 years ago, my husband and I bought the farm. The guy who'd been farming here, the last of the Fay family to live here, had retired. So we bought the farm. And then when he decided to leave, to downsize and move to the town, the house became ours, and we hadn't really been in the house very much. So that's when we discovered what we had really here. There were bags and boxes that had last year's bank statement and receipts from the shop from last week, and then in amongst it, really old birth certificates and historic documents.
The first year was simply clearing the house.
But that's how we know so much about the house, because we're working with the family.
Yeah, nobody just walked away from here. They chose to leave or entrust those possessions with us, which we will always be so grateful for, because it's meant that it's here for hopefully generations. This is a resource for the island and for the future of Sandy. Having you guys come to stay is supporting the ongoing project for the restoration of the mill and the conservation of all the things that are in the house.
Yeah, it's not like a historic building, like a National Trust building, where it's full of 18th century stuff or 19th century stuff. Everything in this house belonged to one family, and they're not Lord such and such or Lady whatnot.
No.
They're a normal
Real
working class family.
Yeah.
And it's not a museum, so there's no like cords saying look but don't touch. You come and you stay in it. We invite guests to actually come and live here. So Davy RR asks, how did people even survive on a remote island back then? How did they get about before cars and ferries, and what local amenities were there? Now, I've got just the man to answer that question, because Malcolm's been moving the cows.
And he was here before the wheel was invented, so we'll ask him about what life was like.
Did a shop right at the top of the track here on top of the Fair Road.
Now, I know that you weren't alive back then.
No.
It's in Victorian times.
It was a completely different way of life in that days.
They had their oats and beer and everything, so they always had that. And they did all their own baking and everything. Get out of the farm, so yeah, they're self-sufficient and all that.
And the vegetable garden.
Vegetables, yeah, lots of vegetables and everything they grew. And then all you had to do was grow enough oats and hay to feed the horse and breed a new one. It was all, you're self-sufficient on that front, whereas now you've got to buy a big expensive tractor.
When I was busiest, how many breeding cows did you keep?
We were carrying with 320.
Breeding cows,
Yeah.
plus last year's calves, plus this year's calves.
Yeah.
So all of those cattle, and how many men, how many people worked on the farm?
Well, at the peak, there was only 3 of us maybe,
Three of you.
and we were near
So that's the same number for how many head of cattle?
1,000 head of cattle.
And they had 3 people plus the family members working here
Yeah.
for about 8 cattle.
What they had little things what they did in that days. They used to trip to the shops with a horse and cart. Or
Did you not tell me a story about your granny having a pony and trap, and she used to take it to the shop and it came home by itself?
Aye, she had one, and there was a lot of them had that. The horse would ken its own way home, all right.
And it left her at the shop?
Aye, but it was not right tied up.
I was curious about how doing a project like this compares to doing it on the Scottish mainland, mostly in terms of logistics and costs, and that was from Ruth, who came to stay with us. It's very different. I think that's the easiest way to answer it. We don't have any trades on Sunday. You've got to be an all-rounder, and if you don't know how to do it, you've got to go to YouTube. You've got to become a YouTube renovator.
And we've got a next door neighbour here who is a gem and is quite handy and comes down and fixes things for us if we're completely stuck as well.
We love you, Ken.
Al Grant asks, so when can I move in? Permanently.
Oh. Well, fine, if you've got the money. Anybody can stay here. Basically, we run it from April through to the end of September. There will be a link which is got a discount code. So find that, it should be somewhere here. You can come and stay. We would love to welcome you here. What has been your absolute favourite project on the farm? And if money was no cost, what project would you love to do up in Victorian style? And this is from Artsman Miniatures. Thank you so much for that question.
I didn't even do it myself, but I'm proud of how the turf roof on the little byre has turned out and how authentic that looks. I'm also very proud or pleased with what Adam's doing with the garden. I mean, Adam's using lots of evidence sources to lay out the garden as it was in Victorian times.
My favourite thing, I think, is probably this wallpaper. Finding that roll in the barn, my favourite, just eccentric wallpaper in the world, and getting it on the wall in one take.
That was uncanny.
It really was.
Dave said, do you think this one roll will do this wall? And I said, close, you might lose it all if you start. So he did, he started, and he got to the end, and I came back and he had literally a 2-inch strip left. Our dream at Bolloquoy is to earn through the house enough to conserve the rest of this very special farm. So the passion project is that this is going to be a self-financing heritage project. So it will continue to go on. Most at risk right now is the mill, because the sea is battering it and it may fall down. We have a moral responsibility to keep it standing because it's significant history, the last working mill in Sandy. Personally though, if money was no object, my next project would be, you're not going to, do you know what I'm going to say?
Cedar.
Cedar.
That would be mine.
Would it?
It would. Cedar is what looks in effect like a ruinous tumble down barn, and it's looking at me right now out of that window. And that was the original Fee family home. It would have had a central hearth and the smoke would have just permeated through the rafters and out with a hole in the middle. And
it would have had a thatched roof, and it would have had Simmons. Which is rope holding the roof.
So it's like woven.
All these historic things that have completely gone.
And it would be a really expensive job to do, but it deserves saving, and we hope that one day we will be able to be in a position to get the money to
restore that.
Do that.
We just have to have visitors.
Yes.
This is from Rebecca B, and she asks, I'd enjoy hearing more about what the process is like for you to decide what and when to upgrade to something modern, what gets repaired and restored or replaced with something period appropriate, aesthetics versus comfort, sort of. Number one was authenticity. We want the original stuff.
Yeah, we do.
If the original stuff was rusty or unusable, like some of the 1950s kitchenalia,
Yeah.
we bought identical.
Yeah.
Identical. We scooped auction sites to get something identical.
Yeah.
The Victorian stove range,
Yeah.
we had photographs of that when it was taken out.
We didn't take it out.
We didn't take it out. It was taken out in the 50s when this new kitchen was put in. And it was left outside and it rusted away, but there were photographs of it. So I took these photographs around reclamation yards all around the country and eventually found one identical in York and had it restored. That wasn't cheap, but it was utterly essential to get one that was identical. And when Bill came in through that door and he went down on his hunkers and he went, yeah. That was the most lovely, rewarding moment, you know. We have put in 2 bathrooms and these are modern bathrooms. They're stylish and quirky and luxury because this house didn't have a bathroom until the 70s and an indoor bathroom until the 70s.
We weren't going to Disneyland it with a fake Victorian bathroom.
Why would we pretend that
We're
there's
telling
a
a
Victorian
story
bathroom?
here.
There never was a Victorian bathroom. There were buyers
Yeah.
and there was a corrugated iron shelter.
Yeah.
That's as it was, and if you come and stay with us, we don't expect you to go and pee
You
in the barn.
can if you want to. Oh no, don't pee in the
No,
barn.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Did you actually destroy a £15,000 book for wallpaper? And this is from Einhallo.
This wallpaper book that we used, and I tore it
Wallpaper Gate.
apart. Wallpaper Gate, yes. I tore it apart. You told me to.
I did, yes, I did.
And I used all the images to wallpaper under the stairs.
Yeah.
Because we'd seen a similar effect elsewhere in the house and we wanted to recreate it. The book actually is the first volume of the first edition of Strand magazine, which is a magazine compendium dating from 1891. This is what's left of the book. It's covered in mould, it's soggy and bird poo, it's melted.
I found it, we looked at it and thought, brilliant, this is going to be fantastic in front of the stairs. It was only in the research that had it been pristine and beautiful, it's still sitting on the internet now asking £15,000 for it.
I wouldn't pay that for it.
No, I wouldn't.
Now, I have something to show you. There's 2 books on that table. The second one, have a look at that.
Did you get this for Christmas?
I got this from Christmas.
Okay, so Strand magazine, volume 1.
1.
Oh my goodness.
It's in perfect condition, volume 1.
Yeah,
And
January to
1891.
June. That's just beautiful. That first page with Santa Claus. That's wonderful. So yeah, it's not so bad, but it made for a great bit of controversy.
It did. So the next question's from a friend of ours, Netta, who asks, what are you going to do with the oats that you grew? We spent a lot of the summer sowing oats and harvesting them in the traditional way with a binder and making stooks.
Netta gave us this reaper binder, so we have gathered them in the traditional old manner, which was just the best day of my life. I absolutely loved it.
Then we are going to cook with them and bake for you, and we will be filming all of that, so that will be coming out in the springtime.
Last one we have here. What are your plans and projects for 2026?
So we have started another project.
We have.
Which is renovating Malcolm's childhood home, which has been laid empty for a while now. I'm concentrating quite hard just now on promoting Bollockhoy and getting the booking systems working and getting it out there so that we can invite people to come and stay.
It's a constant evolving project. Just doing this, I mean, this has been a real shock to us both, really.
We're going to be continuing to make content using
Absolutely.
Bolakoi as our backdrop because
Yeah.
this content is a major part of our aspirations for this project, because we
Yeah.
are going to be recording things that are not recorded. So even if nobody watches it, it's still important that it's there on film
Yeah.
for posterity, really.
Yeah. And we've got some really exciting content for you in 2026 because we're already in the process of planning sort of 6 months ahead. Thank you again so much from both of us. Wishing you a really happy 2026. Keep following, please subscribe. The subscribe bit is really important. It really helps the channel push it forward, and we love having you along with us. So thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Jackie.
Hi, I'm Dave. Thanks so much for watching the video. We're hopefully putting something out for content every 3 weeks, so don't forget to subscribe and you'll get the notifications.
And if you'd like, you can come and stay with us for a week and really immerse yourself in Victorian life, or you can even come and visit us for a tour and an afternoon tea. See you soon.
Bye bye.